What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and more. We've got a very, very special episode. Start off, guys. Hope you guys are all having a great week. Hope you're having a great Thursday. It's this Thursday evening, 11:11. As the time says, make a wish, 11:11. But back at the building, guys, 56th episode of the Locked In Podcast. And tonight we're talking about sports and fitness recovery. We're going to talk about the topic in general. We'll talk about how some pro athletes like LeBron James, some fighters, Tom Brady recover. We'll talk about how the general average everyday Joe who just goes to the gym can recover. Some great ways to recover because recovery is just so important when it comes to fitness. So we're going to hop into that in a minute. But as always, we're your hosts for the evening. I'm Steve Ushler. Joined alongside me on the other side of the airwaves is my main man,
GMAC88. What's up, guys? This is George. I'm in the building, and we're here for episode 56.
Excited to hop into it, guys. Just going to play this quick intro, and then George will kick us off. Stay posted. What's up, bro? What's up?
What's going on, man? Boss man and the other boss hog in the building here. What's going on, man? How's it going, gang? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Locked In Nation, on this nice episode 56. Like Steve said earlier, of the Locked In Podcast. It's Thursday. It's November 11th, 2021. So 11/11, like you said. Make a wish, have a thought. And basically, we're back for another good episode, man. To follow up from the few last episodes, and there's been some very good content coming out lately, some good episodes, and we're here for 56 today, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had a great episode. A lot of feedback last week, guys, in the personal DMs and in the chats below. So,
Mm-hmm.
guys, as always, we appreciate it. Keep those comments rolling, and like we always say, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, turn them on because we release content every single week, guys. It helps the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go, guys. I think we haven't promoted the other pages in a little bit too. So we were obviously on IG as well. You can find us at _locked_in_podcast. And there you can find our link tree, the link in the bio. It literally opens up the door, Pandora's box, right to everything, to all of our channels.
There, man.
We're on Facebook,
content.
on YouTube, personal channel. Twitter. We don't really use Twitter, but we have it there for if we ever do post any tweets or anything. Spotify, everything's right there for you guys. So for your listening pleasure, if you can't watch us, if you're not watching us right now, you can always listen to us later on Spotify. We're always on there, and we're on Anchor as well. So, guys, continue to support. We appreciate it. Trying to get this podcast to 1,000 subscribers, and then eventually, 10,000 subscribers. Just trying to keep it growing and keep providing value.
Yeah, for sure.
And this was a great topic that you kind of came up with tonight. So me and George, we talked behind the scenes. George came up with a great topic for tonight: sports recovery, man. And very important, very important. I know as a mixed martial artist, man, it's very, very important.
Yeah, man, it definitely is, man. As a mixed martial artist, person has done sports, soccer player, I play a little, a little hockey, a little basketball growing up too. So I've done a lot of sports, as you have as well. So it's like for us, and since we still, even at this point in the game, we're trying to stay in the gym and kind of like, stay, competitive and, what I'm saying, and like stay in shape and, complete and going there. I think you need that. Even as a person, just like kind of like just hit the gym and just stay regularly in shape, but not necessarily does a lot of athletic activities anymore. Like one of those people, like they'll be great for you. Just to know tips and different types of ideas of how to recover and how to help your body recover. As you can see, I'm recovering a little bit.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I see you got a little bit of a shine in there, man.
Yeah,
what happened to the other guy, man? What happened to the other guy?
Well, if you think this looks bad, you should really see the other guy. I mean, the other guy, he was gushing out blood. If to answer your question, but to be fair, bro, it just something happened real quick, man. It actually happened at the job. Threw some guys out, and I was there. I basically was just doing my job and helping out some of my friends, security wise. We grouped this guy down. I put him down, whatever. He starts trying to kick up and push away and do this weird shit, and grappling one of my colleagues there, whatever, grabbing his ankle, trying to bite him and do some kind of weird shit. So I just push his hands down, and I'm trying to hold him. I get on top and I just kind of give him a little smack because he's kind of kick us off and trying to swing it. Out of nowhere, he throws and sneaks one and caught me. So I was like, oh shit, and I proceeded to beat him up a little bit. We cracked him in the face about 3 times. Hit him with a nice little wing chun punch with a nice cross right bang. And kicked him in the face a little too. Went a little overboard, but he was being a jerk because they got flagged in the club. They're being very disrespectful. They did some fuck shit. They weren't paying, and they're being really also very rude and very ignorant, bro. Even a little racist after the fact. After we took him out and with the little scuffle with me and the 2 securities and him. And the guy was with 2 guys, a bald-headed guy and a bigger guy. So when his bald-headed guy, like when he cracked me, when he had him down, face down and, holding him down and trying to restrain him, trying to start fight back. And I cracked him a couple times and I kicked him. But his friend was trying to be very disrespectful and also try to start a fight. And he was retained. And he said some racist remark, some hateful stuff, some comments. But all good, though. It was, it was quashed quickly, So it's all over.
Yeah, but, it happens, man. People start.
He was gushing blood. I know I cracked because one of my friends hit him too. I hit him twice. Good. I mean, I don't want to boast about this too much or talk about how games involved and stuff. But it's over. I know people will be like, "Well, he can try to sue you." Nah, not really. It's on camera. He was the perpetrator, and he was, the guy, the guy that started, swinging first, and basically the instigator, the guy, took the fight. They were just trying to hold him back and do our job. We weren't even trying to put him, kind of hold or lock, more like an strain, just kind of hold him and until everybody got out there safely. But no one got hurt though. I mean, I took a little shot, he took some, everything's good.
Yeah, man. That's a quick explanation. It's like, if people might be messaging below, they'll be like, "Oh, what happened to your eye? What happened to your eye, man?" It's like,
yeah, right. People obviously because because we just said I do MMA and a lot of fighting, combat sports, fighting, mixed martial arts, MMA, sambo, jiu-jitsu, all that kickboxing. They probably wonder maybe happened sparring boxing or kickboxing, and it's funny because actually sparred the other day with the bed eye, and like I just don't give a fuck, bro. I just go in. But I didn't get hit though. I mean, I didn't get hit when I sparred. I was keeping my headgear. This happened again. This was a bare hand, so yeah, it's a little swollen. But also, like I said, sometimes I bruise a little quick, but I heal pretty quickly. And that's one of the things we'll be talking about in a little bit too. The whole healing process. How do get better? How do you just sore? Recover your body a little, take time off,
get back to 100%. Get back to 100%. That's the key.
I'm trying to get the eye 100%, but still. Well, here's the thing. It did swell a little that night though, because one of the cooks at the job gave me some ice, and they were, they're checking up on me a little. It was a little swollen. I had a mouse, but he went down because I kept ice, and I did all the right things, precautions. By the time I got home, it was down. The next day, flat. I mean, if you touch it right now, it's like, it was hurting a little here, but all that's just, just like a black eye, but it's really it's not swollen. So it's I didn't want swelling, bro. So I'm good.
That's the key, man. That's the key.
No swelling. It could be dark, but not swelling.
Yeah, definitely. So, like we said, guys, we're going to talk about recovery tonight. And personally, recovery is probably the most important thing when it comes to, working out, whether, everybody works out for a specific reason. Some people work out to stay in shape. Some people work out because they want to look good without their shirt on. Some people work out because, they want to achieve muscle growth. So maybe you're an athlete, so you work out obviously to stay in athlete shape. If you're a basketball player, usually your cardio, and you try to have some strength, but you don't obviously you don't want to be too big. If you're a football player, a lot of football players, they lift heavy because they want to be a little bit bigger muscle wise.
We'll talk about that
growth. Yeah. So like all those things are important, but recovering is so essential because, just the average gym goer, you work out at the gym and, you lift weights, the next day you're going to be sore. I always say, usually for me, it's usually day 2 where I'm the sorest in that muscle group, depending on what muscle group I hit. I think it's always day 2 that, you really, really start to feel it. As you work out more, DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, it's not as painful when you get into a routine, but you still do feel it. So recovery is important, right? Because if you want to go back and you want to get more gains, you want to hit that muscle group a couple times a week, maybe, having an effective recovery plan is important. So we're gonna talk about all that. Just for the average gym goer, we'll talk about what athletes do, because me and George were talking. Athletes, a lot of times, they have, obviously, if you're a professional athlete, you have money that other people do not have.
Correct.
So certain athletes can afford certain types of recovery. Like, for example, LeBron James, it's rumored that he spends $1 million, at least $1 million on recovery every single year. And Tom Brady's like the same way. Russell Wilson, those guys, they spend outrageous. I wouldn't even actually use that word outrageous, because it's actually good. It just goes to show how important recovery is. To stay, especially when you get older. Like Tom Brady and LeBron are older in their respective sports. So recovery is very, very important, because if you don't recover correctly, you could get a significant injury that could halt you even longer. Like, you'll be out of the gym longer. Or if you're an athlete, you won't be playing that sport for a very long time. Your career could end. You never know. So taking precautions is very, very important. And I think you can agree as well, George.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Basically, like you just said, bro, I agree with you said. Very wise and very smart. You have to kind of take precaution and to your body, kind of like obviously it's like a temple, because it's like that for everybody. But for these athletes, it's like it's their main source of like of their respective field, their profession, their source of income, the way they kind of like feed their families, what they do, and they get more money doing this. So they're spending money taking care of their bodies, and they're even got like they're probably getting at their kids, getting like nice and still enough to be great, physically wise. I mean, LeBron's kids, they eat well, they get the train where he's probably teaching stuff, how to play ball, to play baseball, whatever the case may be, So probably how to, you can be safe that they know how to shoot a basketball, throw a football a little bit, and him himself, the big athletes like the LeBrons, the Cristiano Ronaldos, the Russell Wilsons, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady, even like the heavyweight boxers like Anthony Joshua and all that, Mayweather, they take care of themselves really well. So they're trying to like recover from injuries. They're trying to see special chiropractors to possibly get a little something quick if there is something wrong. Like plenty of football players got bent knees and elbows and the neck and back injury, and some go through it, some don't. It's about seeing the right specialist, surgeon, even.
Yeah, it's important, man. It's important, and whether you're an athlete or an average, just I don't want to say average, but whether you're just middle
An athlete
class,
or a regular
low
person, like somebody, right?
whatever it is, you're just an average. You're an average person, like like me and George. You're just going to the gym and working out. Maybe you're not a professional athlete, which is most professional athletes is slim, right? Obviously, if you're just the average gym goer, recovery is very important, and there's a lot of ways that you can recover. Me and George are going to talk about them. So I'll let you kick this one off, George.
Sure. Yeah.
What's one effective way you would say you can recover? So you can either talk about professional athletes, or you can just talk about the average person, whatever way you want to start it.
I can answer both. It should be pretty easy. I can get this one fast, quick, and going. There's definitely obviously various ways to recover. I would say for, let's just say, like a gym goer, like a regular person, source goes to the gym, maybe it has a little conflict, like with working out and keeping in shape, because sometimes your body might need to recover just because you're so out of shape. And we talked about, we have some friends in common that don't go to the gym all the time, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm hurt." Well, you gotta stretch it out sometimes, just walk. That's the workout. So for the average person that goes to the gym, a good way to recover, it's like, obviously ice if you got small injuries, definitely, like lay, stretch a little bit, what I'm saying? So you're a little healthy. Don't need too heavy or get like a headache, and just lay down a little bit. A cold shower helps. Also, like a little hot bath sometimes can relax your muscles, and Epsom salt bath. Now for athletes, I would say everything from like a good stretch massage session to, like, again, ice baths to, like, to like a cold shower. But I mean, they got like the best everything. Like they literally, LeBron could be doing stuff like this, pull ups and all, pulling his body like that, and getting torque in the shower and getting like hit spray with water, because he's got some special privileges to some places that people don't see. I mean, the ice bucket and all that. And ice bucket challenge and all that. They're going in the ice like fighters always do. And LeBron has done it too, I believe. I've seen him do it. As have some other football players and basketball players. I think like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, LeBron uses the cryo chamber, man, which is it's like it's that machine. It's only big enough for one person. So LeBron, he uses it single handedly. I think it can drop the temperature below like negative 110 Celsius. So it's like a steam, an ice steam that kind of ultimately what it does, it's liquid nitrogen. So it's a very low freezing point compared to water, obviously. So you're not gonna it's liquid nitrogen, so it can drop that low. You know what I mean? It's not water, because obviously if that was water, you freeze, you'd be frozen, you'd be a popsicle. But it's liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, that's extreme.
The cryo chamber, it's proven to work very, very well. But obviously, the average person isn't going to go out and buy a cryo chamber. You know what I mean? Like cryotherapy is. If I had that type of money, I definitely would, because recovery is important. Like you can even see athletes pay for it.
It's another one they do. Yeah. Like celebrities and rich people can do that. The average goer, average person that has a little money to even travel, they might get like a session, like even like a good massage session where they kind of go like this with they got the little bars that go down, or those new, mechanical machines, But yeah, you can get some kind of special treatment for your body, but you're not going to compare it to like a Russell Wilson or Westbrook or something.
Yeah, guys, just to run the numbers on what a cryo chamber costs. So you can actually get a used one as low as $10,000, but a new one's over $100,000.
You can bet they get the new ones.
Which isn't like untouchable. If you make six figures, you make a good salary, you could afford one. But it depends. It depends if you really need it, though. Like, are you really providing like strenuous activity enough that like you really, really need one? It depends. But I'm like, it's not out of reach. But yeah, I don't know. That's just one thing athletes tend to do. That's one of the many things that LeBron spends money on. But the average gym goer, I would say, George, did you get into this at all supplement-wise? Essential amino acids. So when it comes to working out in the gym, I think a good EAA, it's an essential amino acid, is very, very important. There's also BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids. I personally, like, this is just my personal experience, I think EAAs are more effective. I'm actually drinking them right now. You can drink these pre or post-workout. Basically what they do is they help with protein synthesis and to keep you in an anabolic state. It's, it helps with recovery. It helps with recovery and muscle growth, ultimately. But I don't know if you've ever taken an EAA, George, but I think they're important for sure. Right now, I'm just drinking this one from Redcon One. It's pineapple banana flavored. It's
Yeah, I mean, I mess around a little bit with protein shakes, bro, and like pre-workout, and I know about some of the amino acids. Like my friends always, tell me about the kind of those kind of things and some of those supplements they'll take. But I messed around a little with them. I actually start doing that more now that I'm going more to the gym because I've been getting some more size and I've been looking more sharp. Like I need to be like physically wise, but also drop like 8 pounds. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I drop
Yeah,
weight, but I'm like more like solid. So I just gotta, go back to the gym. It's all about consistency. You really just going and doing it at home, do some workouts at home if you can, going out for
yeah,
one-on-ones.
yeah. Getting your omega 3s in, guys, as well. Is very very important. So you can get omega 3s from fish like salmon, mackerel. There's tons of ways you can get your omega 3s in. But if you can't eat fish every day, you do what I do or what an average person does. You can just you can buy a supplement of fish oil. Fish oil will help provide you with a healthy dose, depending on how many milligrams you want of omega 3s. And omega 3s are scientifically proven. They're one of the so there's a lot of studies out there with different things that work for recovery. Omega 3s, it's a pretty good science on that. They definitely help you with recovery. So cold showers and stuff like we say they're good for recovery, right? But some people might have heart conditions or a cold shower might not be that effective. I can tell you right now, like I'm not a certified nutritionist, but from the studies I've looked at and from people I know that are personal trainers and nutritionists, they will tell you that omega 3s very, very important in terms of recovery. And as I was saying about EAAs, essential amino acids, basically what they do, they produce an increase in protein synthesis, which ultimately it'll create a positive protein balance in your body. And it'll result in muscle building and it'll put you in an anabolic state. It's definitely going to help you with muscle gain and recovery. So EAAs are important. There's branched chain amino acids as well. I do sometimes buy them, but EAAs get you. It's going to give you a higher protein balance. So I mean, if you can just splurge a little bit extra money, the EAAs I personally think are more effective. And I actually have a brother who is a certified nutritionist, and he'll say the same thing. EAAs. I mean, if you can just get a good EAA, essential amino acid, like a powder, it's effective. Creatine as well. Creatine monohydrate, very important as well for recovery. You can actually mix that in your aminos. So you just do like
Yeah, amino acids.
water,
I've
and
seen
amino
that, bro.
powder.
Actually, yeah. Doesn't it help you with muscle gain and like with relaxing a little too, or it just helps you like just kind of like be like keep the blood flowing basically the creatine with the amino acid?
Yeah, creatine. I would say creatine monohydrate. One of the most important things with creatine is the fact that it will take like the water weight inside your body. It kind of puts it towards your muscles, and ultimately, what that does is it helps aid in the process of recovery. It helps aid. So creatine is important. If you could have, I was actually watching a it was this guy who's a bodybuilder, and he was saying and I've seen this actually for a few people, it was like the top 5 things you should have if you're working out. Because a lot of people take all these extras, like you really, I mean, you could buy all these different supplements, and you can buy all these different powders. But the thing is, there's certain things that are important, right? Like I would say, like everything I've seen, the top 5, right? A multivitamin, fish oil, creatine, a protein powder, so like a whey protein, and then what was the 5th one? I think it was amino acids for recovery. I mean, you could drink pre-workout too. Personally, I don't think pre-workout is 100% necessary. It's not 100% necessary. But I mean, there's also studies out there that also tell you though that caffeine consumption before a workout um, is does help aid in recovery. So take with it what you want. But personally, I don't. I've worked out without pre-workouts, and I personally don't think you need one. But they help. They help for sure. They give you a spike, and then they have yeah, it can be important. But I think you would say a multivitamin, right? And then like obviously fish oil for your omega 3s.
Yeah,
In
fish oil is
recovery.
important, bro. I know people that take fish oil. My uncle's taking fish oil. It's good for like the brain, good for your
Yeah,
body, it's good for the memory.
our bodies don't produce omega 3. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's important. We take all those other
Eat fish.
supplements and vitamins.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. We don't produce omega 3s naturally. So um, fish oil is important. You can pick that up at Walgreens, CVS. And you can go anywhere. Walmart.
Yeah.
Important, man.
I just see somebody here, and I'm listening. I'm just saying. Somebody said, "My man George." I think my man Eli Ezekiel. The game
let's address the chats.
You see on the chat, yeah, we got a chat coming in. We got some comments, some super chats here and there. Awesome, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, you need your amino acids. You need, some proteins. You need a little bit of everything. We got to school guys on what we know, and as we learn more, we kind of give you guys more info because we don't know it all, and by no means are we experts, but we know guys are kind of experts in these fields, and some guys have been on the podcast in the past, some haven't. They're about to come to and to kind of keep it all going. But yeah, man, definitely good information there. Like make sure you eat well a little bit. If you don't build, I was thinking about if I go to the gym and I eat pretty heavy and I go to the gym a little more, I might be able to build a little more and gain 2 more pounds of of muscle. But it looks like I lost about 4 pounds I probably didn't need because it seems like I got a little smaller on the waist too when I didn't, when I was probably a little thicker than I've been before. But I mean, I'm still in no shape, way of forming, like out of shape. But I need to be like, I have an idea when I want to be a little more, and I'm working towards that goal, just the QR, and trying to reach it, bro. And it's good, like I said, to walk, take breaks, take cold showers, ice baths, hot showers, or like a hot bath sometimes to relax the muscle. I do when I play soccer all the time. When I hurt my leg or my foot, I always take care of myself. Like I got to a soccer player, so for me it's very important because it's a little more like a contact sport. And then MMA obviously can get anything can happen. It's a very dangerous sport. MMA and pro wrestling, boxing, all that pancreas.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, it's not even just the blows like when you're getting a punch or a kick of an MMA, right? It's all the body movement too because you're shifting your body so much. All it takes is one improper movement where you could it could tense up a muscle. So it's important.
Exactly. One wrong move, one twist, like you try to throw a punch and you fuck your leg up, or a kick like a la McGregor or Anderson Silva. You fuck your ankle up, your hand, you get punch wrong, break a hand, fuck a wrist up too.
Absolutely.
Even broken hands or hurt, because it's a fight. I mean, clearly we got in a fight the other day, but it was a little more of a keep it, altercation and keep everything on lock. But yeah, I mean, adrenaline's rushing, you get tired too, so it's good to stay in shape and to try to build cardio for any athlete. And people like LeBron that just always try to be the best, they go beyond. And like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Michael Phelps, even when he was swimming, like some of these big time athletes, a lot of cyclists and all that, they do what they're doing, the right way. I mean, lifters, guys, that marathon runners, Usain Bolt and all that. It's true that some athletes, smoke weed and all that, but a lot of them don't necessarily smoke. They'll smoke some bud, they're not smoking cigars every day or smoking things they shouldn't be smoking every day. They're still working out and they getting it in. And they, smoke on their downtime a little, they do they gotta do, like everywhere else.
Yeah, of course, man.
Dude, did you know that Michael Phelps actually swam against a shark one time, but like in a little tube, they went in. Like the shark was going this way, he was here.
Yeah, I saw that.
I seen that shit, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a few years back. Yeah, but I remember watching that. Yeah, man, that was interesting. A lot of people, another great way to recover is, most people probably know this, but a massage. And, I feel like I don't really get massages regularly like that, but a lot of people I know that are personally like they're high endurance, like runners or, they're big time heavy weightlifters. They train in competitions. Massages are a big part of the recovery process. I have a couple of friends who are ultra marathon runners. They run long distances. I actually know someone that just did the Moab 240, which is a 240-mile race over a span of like 4 days and 16 hours, I believe. I might, don't quote me on that. I might not be right on the exact hour, but it's in I believe it's in Utah, the Moab 240. And when you do races like that, ultra marathons, obviously recovery, you have to take recovery, whether it's a massage, your joints. It's not just your muscles, but your joints. Need it. You 100% need to recover because if you don't, an injury is obviously right on the horizon. So, very, very important. Massages, if you're a high endurance, I'm just gonna call them like they are. Even though might not be professional. They're athletes. People that run ultra marathons like that, you're considered an athlete at that point. So you need to take precautions. Sleep's important too. I think that goes without saying though. It's obvious. Sleeping when you lift weights, like you could be someone who works in say like business, but you never work out. Like you might be able to survive off of 3-4 hours of sleep. When you're someone who works out regularly, if you're in the gym, you're lifting heavy weights, you need to recover your body. So you're going to need to sleep more because you're working out and you're putting your body under pressure and stress. So, physical pressure for your body, you definitely need to recover. It's important. So, I'm sure you know that too. Like just saying, heavy lifting, your body needs to, man. It'll be sore.
Oh man, don't even bring that up because I haven't done heavy lifting in a couple of days. But I missed the gym. But tomorrow I'm actually off, so I get to go tomorrow. Definitely. I'm recovering for a couple of days now for heavy lifting, but I've been lifting heavy, but like just a couple exercises, a couple sets, mostly like curls and just for my biceps and triceps. And it's been feeling good, bro. I was doing like I even did 100 pounds, on each bar, like you know what I mean. And but of course I didn't do it like from here. I was more like kind of like I'll show you. I kind of got a little bit kind of like this, one of these, like kind of like like that. And then the other side, I was working it, and I recovered for a couple of days because definitely felt sore. But I only did 2 sets, 10 each. So if I could do 100 times, 100 pounds on both sides, but like 10 times, I'm cool with that. And maybe do it twice, because ultimately at the gym, I want to do something there too, man. I want to work, train a little bit, hit the bag a little, do some jump rope exercise, the cardio, as well as leg day or arm day, or just like for chest and the biceps and the shoulders, So, yeah,
it's definitely important, bro.
But anyhow, man, what I was gonna say? So another thing as well, that I do sometimes, like when I go to the gym, I'll wait the day after to see how I feel, but I just like relax the body. Like I try to get a good night's sleep, and also don't sleep on the couch. And don't sleep on your back in a certain way where like your head is not even, because that couch can really fuck up your back a certain way. You need like a bed, like a nice, better sleep, to get a better sleep, and then get up the next morning, feel energetic. Nothing better than getting up in early in the morning, but you slept well the night before, even if you did work out, even if you did go out for the night or you was out there or whatever. You smoked a little, you didn't smoke, but you just went out there and you worked out a lot. And I used to train and spar. I come back home tired of shit. I'll take a shower, then I'll take like a little, like a few minutes to myself. I'll go out for a mini walk, and I'll take a bath when I come back. Because I need the walk to feel good. And the shower wakes you up, it makes you feel. I mean, in the winter, you can also catch a cold, but you got to go bundle up a little. But it feels great, that air, that clean air. Man, that will calm me down and definitely, help my body. Yeah, other ways to recover, bro. Just to add, and then I'll let you kind of like chime in on this. Basically, another good way I recovered was like if I was hurt, I would just put like ice on me or like on my leg, or I would just like try to work it out, like do the elliptical chair downstairs. I have like the bike, electrical bike. I have like I used to have the Bowflex zone too, somewhere in the back of the door. I would do that and just push-ups, just stretch my body out. But I got some medicine too, some stuff that a lot of people, again, common people don't know about this, don't have. But I got some special like Chinese medicine, Vietnamese medicine, some old school stuff that like, a lot of martial arts are using. So I got it through one of my friends that knows a couple guys that have those things. A couple OGs, guys into the medicine field and all that. One of my friends in Todd, he helped me out. He gave me one when I cracked my ankle and I hurt my ankle playing soccer, or my foot like years ago. I think it was like right after I met you. Maybe after I met you, he gave me some of that. Pulled the Baishao, and he helped me, take pain away. So.
Yeah, definitely. I'm reading just some of the comments here, as well. Somebody said, yes, I try to see my sports massage therapist regularly, which is obviously on a consistent basis. That's important as well. And then Eli also put yoga, my man. He said, especially if you're wrestling or a BJJ practitioner, yoga will help you maintain flexibility, prevent injury, and promote balance and coordination. Very, very well put. Definitely.
What up, Eli? That's true. I mean, yoga, and again, I'm glad that somebody brought up again. Somebody will understand it, like my man Eli. He also fought in some of the cards. Pancreas cards. He's one of our guys, one of our top wrestlers, fighters. Yeah. But here's the thing: balance is good, bro. We need that to have the kind, to kind of like have it, like to like do some yoga, again, stretching, meditating, staying, in the cold shower, just breathing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other 2 comments are from the one at the bottom. Hey, that's Candace, and then the sports therapist one, that's Jessica. And that's Jessica. So thank you guys all for your comments. Obviously, we appreciate it.
For chiming in.
Feedback. We got some Facebook and YouTube comments. And then last week we were getting some personal DMs as well. Important, man. But it's a good point, man. You were saying cold, like there's not really studies on cold showers, but cold showers ultimately, like I personally think they work for me, even if in the winter, right? It might not be
a little bit not too cold, but
it might not be the most practical thing to take a cold shower. But
in the winter, you want to know when.
You could always put cold water on your body for 2 minutes though, and then ease your way into a warm shower. Sometimes I like to start with a warm shower, and then towards the end I'll take like 2 to 5 minutes and I'll put it cold before I get out. And then like cold showers ultimately they help reduce muscle soreness, which is important, right? They help reduce muscle soreness. Because cold water, right, it has regenerative properties. It can help you reduce the sore muscles.
Sore muscles, and relax your body. It opens your muscles too, just like warm water too, but hot water does, which is a little different than just putting a peck of ice, because that's a peck of ice on your back because you got hurt. But the water hits you a little different because it's this water. You are water.
Yep, it soaks into your skin, man. Ultimately, what it does is it helps your muscles repair and relax after a workout. That's why cryo chambers, it's cold therapy, right? Heat definitely can work as well, but like the cooling and ice, it will help you. It'll help you reduce inflammation. I see your comment. You said it's George.
Yeah, I know because it comes up under my
name. Yeah, it comes up under my name. It's all good.
What's up, Eli? Yeah, it's one of my boys. Now I was listening to you, bro. I gotta say, man. Yeah, there's no exactly. I mean, it's like the whole cold shower thing. If you want to kind of like spend some time on it, it's true and it's not. It does like work, but there's no exact direct study except for just people's experience. But people are doing it. People they know what they're talking about. So guess what? It must work then, because it's not just me and you thinking about this. People have been doing that for years, and the whole cold water thing to condition your body, to like kind of just chill, even in a jacuzzi. But like, imagine being in a hot jacuzzi, but outside it's like freezing cold. Like, so if you're like here, you're cool. You get up, you're like, oh, it's cold. You're drinking the water. That's another way. You play with the temperatures, body temperature a little bit, but you know when to go in and not to get sick.
Yeah, and actually, fun fact, it's not a science on it, but things to limit can be that will not help you with muscle recovery. It could actually be the opposite. Too much tobacco and too much alcohol. Basically, overconsumption of anything is not good, but consuming alcohol in large quantities, it's damaging in many aspects of your health. It ultimately, alcohol, after cycling it affects your body's ability to recover and repair. And tobacco directly, studies have shown, affects the skeletal system, which is not good. Although there's limited amount of research on it, basically there's some evidence that smoking can be associated with a muscular injury. It's not a ton of study on it, but just from what I've read, what I've seen, and some people have told me, like I'm just going off people that are more knowledgeable in these areas than I am, because I'm not a certified personal trainer by any means, but I always try to learn from other people. You know what I mean? Correct. That's all we can do, because everybody starts somewhere, everybody learns somewhere. So you learn things, you talk to people. Important, right? So
yeah, I understand, bro. The thing is, you gotta like know like different things that like might get you like kind of like like it can hurt you like health. I mean, as far as smoking goes and all, yeah, people can smoke still, but you gotta also like you gotta know that like you gotta kind of like take your time with things. If you're smoking cigarettes all the time, well, you're gonna have bad cardio and it's gonna fuck up the inside, your lungs and all that. I mean, even a lot of excessive drinking. You can still drink.
True. That's true. It definitely affects your. Yeah, it definitely affects your ability to do cardio. I'll tell you that for sure.
People smoke cigarettes and they still do this. Somebody can make it happen, but it's better if you don't. I know athletes that smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm like, how the hell they did it? But I mean, then again, it's just like one of many. Some people do it better than others. So,
let me put it this way: I don't really know anybody who's a marathon runner that smokes cigarettes.
Me neither.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know anybody that's like a big time cardio. They might do cardio workouts, but I mean, let's just say, like, smoking cigarettes is not going to help you in any way. It might not impede you big time, depending on how much you do smoke cigarettes, but it's not going to help you. You're not going to reach your potential.
Nah, smoking cigarettes is not the best. I mean,
it affects your lungs.
Exactly, affects your lungs. For people that do smoke cigarettes, it's like those are kind of like still not a control themselves. Smoke as least as you can. Just try to also kind of give your body to breathe a little space, to drink, because you gotta flush it out your system. Drink water. Water can clean anything up. That's another thing people don't do enough. Drink water. It's extremely important, but it's so overlooked. It's almost like kind of like the jab you box. One of the most important punches is a light punch, but it set everything up. Drinking water, staying hydrated, it's probably number one. More than even being hungry, because I mean, you can hold on for a little with hunger. With water, I mean, you feel dry. You feel like your head's gonna just move. Like, you don't feel good.
So, you're absolutely right that it's overlooked. It should just be second nature. A lot of people struggle to get a gallon in a day of drinking water.
At least 2 gallons a day. At least like a whole gallon like this, a whole big one.
Especially if you're not working. Yeah, especially if you're not working out. You know what I mean? Because when we work out, you get parched. You get thirsty. But if you're not working out, you should still be drinking a gallon of water a day. At least studies tell you that. which is equivalent to what 8 to 10 glasses a day of water. Some days I drink a gallon, some days I drink 2 gallons, depending on how much I'm working out that day. But ultimately, sometimes I struggle with it. You know what I mean? To even get the gallon in. What I have found effective from my personal experience, I would tell you, is if water gets boring to you, spice it up. Put some lemon in there. If you like lemon, put cucumber in there. There's also there's also powders, sugar-free powders that you can buy at Walmart, Target, where they can flavor the water. So like you can put I like to do that a lot. I'll do like a pink lemonade, maybe a regular lemonade, or like I'll do a grape flavor or an orange flavor, like whatever I'm feeling. There's even like peach mango green tea you can buy. Like it's only like 5 to 10 calories, and no sugar free. So it adds a tiny bit of calories, and it still helps you get your water intake. Because at the end of the day, it's water. You're just throwing a little tiny bit of powder in there and shaking it up. You're still getting your water intake in. Sparkling water can help too. And sparkling water can actually help aid with weight loss because of the fact that there's carbonation in it. So what it does is it makes your stomach feel full. It gives you the illusion that you're actually feeling full.
It's very true, yeah.
So sparkling water is important.
Yeah, sparkling water. Mm-hmm. I personally don't like it, but it's really good for you too. Yeah, even a little sparkling water with some lemon. Actually, like it's cool to have a little sparkling water, but with some lemon, it helps. Or cold water with lemon, or nice like room temperature with some. Sometimes water with salt. Cold water helps you, to clear your throat. Or water with sugar and a little lemon. Because if you're drinking lemon with water, you already got the taste of lemon in the water, so that helps. Go out for walks and then drink water at the very end. So you kind of like you pace yourself, you hydrate, you go out not for a marathon, but you're going out up the hill or for a light run. Sometimes good to even fast, you don't even eat nothing, like just the whole time. I mean, like fighters do this too for cutting weight, or sometimes having the cutting weight, they'll fast for like a day or two. Sometimes just eat very lightly, almost like as if you're doing you're a Muslim doing Ramadan, but except they eat after the sun goes down. I know you're just eating once a night. People do that, and then now on the month of Ramadan, they just kind of do it to to kind of like cleanse their body a little bit. It's just a way to do it. I mean, it's a lot of even books tell you that sometimes stay away from like eating for like a whole day to eat clean, to kind of keep your diet a little cleaner. And if, again, I feel about a day like a cheat day. You can definitely cheat once in a blue, your diet, and you'll be okay. But drink water, use the bathroom, go out for walks, run, hit the bike if you got it at home, a treadmill. I was doing treadmill the other day. I did that in a while. I did some the other day at the gym, a couple of days ago, actually, a couple of nights ago. I was doing treadmill. Felt great after working out and doing push-ups and planks and all that. Ab workout.
Yeah, and actually an effective way to recover. Speaking of the gym, you're doing cardio or you're weightlifting. A lot of gyms will have foam rollers that you can find in your gym if you bring one. They're like you can get one for like $5 or $10. Just foam rollers are another effective way to help you with recovery. Basically, what you do is you say you just worked out your back. You literally can get on the foam roller and just roll it up and down your back. I don't have a foam roller right here with me right now. Not in this room, or I would show you. I wouldn't demonstrate, but I would just show you what it looks like. But a foam roller can be effective because you can roll down your back. And then if you have a certain spot that's very painful, say you just worked up your upper back and you got a painful spot, you can literally hold that position for 20 to 30 seconds. That is effective in helping to release the pain. Here is the key difference from people that I've talked to and from studies I've seen. A lot of people will try to maybe sit on that spot for 5 to 10 minutes. They actually tell you that can be detrimental because of the fact that if you literally hold a position on a certain spot that's painful for too long on that muscle, it can actually aggravate the muscle a little bit more. They tell you 30 seconds is plenty. Just hold the position on it and just press on it a little bit, but also use your body weight to kind of hold you up so you're not aggravating the muscle too much. But what it can ultimately do,
go back,
give it a temporary release. Yep. You can do it on your legs. You can do it on your chest.
I was doing it.
Arms. You can roll it down. Yeah, for your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders. It's effective, right? Your lower back, your lats, your delts. It can be effective, a foam roller. So personally, my gym has one. They have one at the front when you go to the left. But a lot of gyms like LA and stuff, you can probably find a foam roller. So depending on where you go, if you don't have one, you can probably get one on Amazon, $5-10.
Yeah, so
foam roller, effective.
That's definitely a good one, bro. I mean, you're right, because there's definitely some exercise, equipment you can use that'll help you a lot more. And again, they don't have to be too expensive, like a thumb roller and all that. Because I did one over Peter's house and Thal's house. Peter actually gave one to Coach Bill one time, and we left at the gym. He had a thumb roller, the one you go down all the way, you go like this, and you keep your legs. That's great for keeping it here steady. You go like this, you kind of go down and come up. come up, and down, and you're using you're working your core a little, so it's a good work machine to have. As this heavy weight. So if I have one of those, man, in the backyard, I'll be set. So I definitely want to go to have one. What about the balance? Let's talk about the balance a little between sort of like recovery and when to go back, and how when you go hard, being beast mode of the gym, then you take a day off, or you wake up and you do a light day the next day. You know what I mean? Like something like that's kind of elaborating out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to? I was just reading the comments. My bad. Jessica said they have them. If they have foam rollers at Five Below, so there you go. You can get one at five. You can get one for $5 or less at Five Below. So what? Can you just repeat the question real quick, and then I'll just.
No, I was just saying talk about a little bit about when you go like beast mode of the gym or heavy workouts. How do you talk about the balance a little? Some people take a whole day off. Some will take 2 days off. Some will go the next day heavy and barely go. Don't change nothing. Some people kind of go light the next day if they have a beast mode day or if they need to recover. I think the balance is very important. Some people may agree or disagree, but I think taking a day off helps too. It's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're already in good shape and already doing well. But yeah, I would say the balance. Do you agree with that? As far as there's got to be a balance a little bit.
Absolutely, man. You can work out 7 days a week. You can be like David Goggins. You can be a psychopath. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, if you're built that way. But here,
you're built that way, right? Most people are not built that way, though. Let's be clear on this. Most people are probably not. Don't even want to be at that level. There's only certain people that want to be at that level that do well and emulate them. And again, I want to strive to be a little like David Goggins, not all the way, but nothing wrong with being beast mode and being able to work every day and just these guys' names are shattered for working out.
Absolutely, man. And taking your recovery days are important. Even people I know that, I guess you could technically consider if they work out 7 days a week. A lot of them don't really. So what I would say is what I mean by that is you could work out intense, say 5-6 days a week, and then maybe 1 or 2 days a week, you could just do a very light cardio session. Just take a very light walk. So what it does is it still keeps you active, but you're not going super, super hard. I feel it might not be impossible if you're like a David Goggins or a Jocko Willink to push your body for 7 days a week in intense mode. I feel like that's very, very tough. It's very, very tough to be able to consistently train hard 7 days a week. I'll tell you right now, I can't do it.
Yeah, true.
I cannot do it.
I don't think I can do so. I don't even have to do it 7 days a week,
And anytime, and there's been weeks when I was in my mid-20s or younger. I mean, even maybe recently where I did a 7-day intense week, but then when you try to do it the next week, it's tough, man. It's very brutal on your body. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not I'm a certified personal trainer, but I do not recommend it. I'm not saying don't go hard and go after your goals. If you recover, that's why recovery is so important, right? Because then you can get into the gym even quicker and hit that muscle group. I would say the amount of breaks you take, it depends on you as a person. It depends on where you're at.
Right, exactly. And also how you take the breaks.
Yeah, it depends on where you are fitness-wise. Have you been working out in the gym consistently for 8 to 10 years? Have you been working out consistently for 5 years? Or are you someone who just started going to the gym a month or two ago? Someone who just started working out, you're gonna probably need more. You're gonna need to take more days off probably when you're first starting compared to the other person. What I see with a lot of people who are trying to work out and have goals, and they don't really work out to begin with. They try to go all in real quick, and I feel like that's not the most effective approach because a lot of times what happens is you burn out. Just from my personal experience and things people I've seen, and I'm surrounded by friends who are personal trainers and nutritionists. So what they say is a lot of times people try to hop all in real quick, and what that ultimately causes is a burnout, and then you give up. You plateau.
You get burned out.
Take your rest days. Take your rest days, and it depends also if you're lifting weights. It depends on how many muscle groups you're hitting in one day. Are you doing a full body workout? Are you hitting 2 muscle groups? Or are you just working one muscle group? Say you're only going to the gym and you're only working out chest. Well, then you could probably go to the gym the next day and then hit arms or whatever, or your triceps, your biceps. But say you're doing chest and tris and you're hitting biceps and back, or you're hitting shoulders and something else, or legs in itself, you need to recover. Legs is the toughest thing in the gym. And I think anybody who lifts weights understands that.
Yeah, legs are definitely. You're the foundation for you. Your body. You're kind of working with your legs, your feet, not working with your hands, with your head. So,
leg day's tough, man. But
do not skip leg days, but they're tough for sure. I haven't done a couple of days.
Exactly. So I would say, breaks are important, George. Absolutely, man. It's a great point. It depends on you as a person, how frequently you're going to take them. You could go to the gym like 4 days a week and take off 3, and still have a very healthy lifestyle. You could have a nice body, a phenomenal body, depending on what your training routine is, and just go all intense for those 4 days. It depends. I've seen people get more vascular, gain more muscle, get leaner, and just look really good. Actually, like for people who were working out 6-7 days a week, when they decreased to 3 or 4. And I'll tell you, my friend Eric actually told me recently what he had done is he was going to the gym like 6-7 days a week. He was overloading his body and he really wasn't seeing results. What he actually decided to do instead was only focus on controlled movements and just going all out. 2 hours, or I think it was like an hour and a half a day, 4 days a week, so 6 hours total, and then just taking 3 days off. And that for him has worked phenomenal. It really depends on your body. It depends on your body because everybody's body's different, and your lifestyle. I would say it depends on your lifestyle because everybody's life's different.
It depends on how much you prioritize, what you're looking for, what you don't take it as. Also, again, how disciplined sometimes you are, or the whole gym thing, like the gym going thing, like you go for like to kind of stay in shape or to kind of build a little more and be a little more you want to be, or like a hobby. People just kind of go just to kind of look at they're going, but they kind of lie themselves too sometimes. Some people go harder. Some cannot miss a day at all. They go there all the time. So yeah, it depends. Again, it can depend, but it's a very good point. That like you're kind of like there's ways to do it. There's times to take off. We're gonna go hard before the holidays. I know when there's like a holiday coming up, I want to get these 3 good workouts in like in 2 days, maybe 2 a day, and then I'll be off a day, like the day before Christmas. Of course, Christmas, the gym is closed. The day after Christmas, I might even take off.
Yeah,
27th, 28th.
You go hard. You go hard building up to that day though. Before you take off, right? You go
exactly. Building up to the day.
Train intense. You keep your diet in check right up into that point. Then you got like a 2-3 day weekend where you're enjoying the holidays. Yeah, you let yourself. You let yourself just have fun. Enjoy yourself. Right. You let yourself enjoy it. Enjoy life a little bit.
And then the New Year comes in, so you do the last workout of the year. I'll be in the gym on the 30th, the 31st of the year. Of December. Then I went home and finished the day off, and the New Year started. Then the next day was the New Year.
Then you enjoy yourself, and then you're back on track.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, real quick, bro. I won't take the time. So there's 2 things I want to do, and we're not too pressed for time. Okay, we got a few more minutes. We're not too bad. So I got a DM here from a friend of mine who's watching, and a text as well. My one friend said, "Good work, guys. I liked the episode." My boy, and then one of my homies, my friend Jamal, he said, "What's advice if you're working out hard and then you kind of like have like a, I guess he means like he's saying like if you work out for like you're doing it consistently, but you have like a hurt arm, like how long do you take?" So I guess if you're working out and like say like you're like your arm hurts a little bit, like either the shot or something, and you go and work out the day of, and if it hurts, I would say to that question, depending on how bad your arm hurts, take a day or 2 off. But if you can go that day, it doesn't affect you. Go very light on the side, then always monitor that the arm in case it hurts, and make it do legs, do some, exercise like this, do other stuff, just don't do too much on the arm that hurts. If he's, depending how bad it is, and if you don't want to miss a day, then go for it. But I would take a day off. I would say.
Yeah, I would say it's a good question. It's very general though. I mean, it depends on what type of pain it is. Like
he's saying like a light pain, like say like okay. Like you're kind of sore, and then you kind of bump your arm, or you did like a shot, and it feels a little heavy. Of course, the COVID shot's a little different. That's a more specific topic in its own. Because I mean, that thing does make your arm wave a little, like But I mean, yeah, if you take a shot, I would take a day off or 2 the most. Because the doctor always tells you to take a day off, and then you go the next day. I would say, depending how much. Again, it's a generic question, depending how much time you have, but.
I would say, if it's light pain, I'm not a doctor, but I would say it depends if it's just a little bit of muscle soreness, wait till you feel comfortable. So obviously I feel like day 2 of weightlifting, I always say, I think is the most painful. It might be tough for you to train that muscle group 2 days after you just trained it. So it depends. Obviously, if you tore something, that's a whole nother process. You have to go to the doctor.
I don't think it's tore, but if you tore something, then you got to take it easy.
You'll have to go get that checked out. But if it's just muscle soreness, if you're talking about like DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness from lifting weights, just until your body feels right, until you feel like you can get an effective workout. And remember, we always I think we talked about this before, George. Like people who just get into the gym and start lifting weights, DOMS is probably going to last longer. So delayed onset muscle soreness, that's going to last longer for people who just started working out, because your body's not used to you putting that type of stress on the. If you just started lifting weights, your body's not used to your muscles aren't used to you putting that type of stress on them. So basically,
kind of restraint, a kind of pressure,
Yeah, your body needs to adjust and adapt. And that you could have lifted 5 years ago and you've been down to the gym for 6 months. It does not matter.
Pressure,
Yeah, so like,
you were trying to build muscle by pushing down and lifting up, putting pressure out to gain the muscle bigger. You didn't wait.
Muscles just aren't used to it, right?
Yeah, you gotta get used to it. If you start slow, that's what I say to people: don't go crazy in the gym. Start a little slower, and then also recover. I mean, again, this is mostly about recovery, but we can get into some topics that got to do recovery. If you go to the gym heavy, if you've played basketball in a while, it's your first day back, or soccer. If you have like a hard day of training, if you just a long day and stressful day and you worked out hard, take the next day off. But you can still take time off and still watch the instructional video, take a walk around the crib, possibly a light jog. You don't got to lift all the time. I still always take jogs, and I'll lift on different days. Sometimes I would lift and do my workout and jog at night. And actually start jogging again, to be honest, because it's gonna come in handy.
It's important, man. It's just it's like you can ease your way in. What I would ultimately focus on is every week, just try to improve. Try to lift a little bit more, or say you're lifting light and you're just doing like a lot of reps. Try to do more reps. It's just try to improve yourself. Ultimately, and there's no shame if you fail, but don't try to go all in too quick. That's how you do get hurt, and then your recovery process is going to be even longer. So, like I said, I'm not a personal trainer, but I'm just I talked to some of my friends before this episode who I know are certified, and just getting their advice and getting their things. I probably actually could have got some videos from them just to play live, just their advice, which actually probably good for a second type of episode for this. So people I know who are certified could just chime in and I can play the video live. But it's good to have people around you, and this is actually a good topic. This is important, man. So great thought with this one. We talked and we're like, man, you just see how athletes like LeBron, I always say, like Tom Brady is playing football, quarterback the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guy has, what does he have, 7 rings now. He's 40, I think he's 44 years old, still playing. It's unheard of. But the guy prioritizes recovery, prioritizes his health. And it just goes to show you like how important it is. LeBron James, how physical. LeBron's probably in better shape now than he was like physical wise than he was, I'd say, in like the mid 2000s. It's crazy because the guy, like you saw, he got a lot more ripped and stuff. He started implementing different weight training routines, but he prioritizes recovery big time. Again, another guy who spends $1 million, and then same thing. I think Russell Wilson spends $1 million a year too. It's important.
Russell Wilson is definitely one of the most, the guys that spends the most. And he also takes it very seriously. But a lot of football players, like LeBron, they go in. I've seen him like when I work at the club. Sometimes they'll show the commercials and all that. If he's games and all that, and show him like in the gym, like on a slow commercial. Because Nike, like the ones they used to do back in the day. But now this LeBron is the face of basketball, so he does them and he shows them doing like the pull-ups and all that, weights, using the machines, relaxing his body. He shows a glimpse to how he does it, but it's a lot more to it. So it's like a science to him. Like that's what inspired me for the episode. I'm like, we talked about this before. Let's mention a little bit and mention some people like LeBron. Wentz, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. Oh, by the way, people are hating him. Not to get into sports real quick. People are hating Mahomes. They're saying that he made all the money. He hasn't been the same. He fucked up a little bit. People are going at him in some shows I was watching, some podcasts.
It's classic. It's classic. I think more people are more pissed off at Patrick Mahomes' wife and his brother Jackson Mahomes because of the TikToks and Patrick Mahomes' wife likes to I think talk a lot and like make a lot of crazy comments on Twitter, like just being a sore loser when like her husband's not winning, like blaming the refs and other things. I'm like, yeah, if I was Patrick Mahomes, I would tell them to chill
out for a little.
Kind of reminds you when Ayesha Curry was getting involved with Steph Curry's business in the NBA Finals in 2016. Just a lot of noise and like you're a professional athlete. You would never see LeBron James's wife, Savannah, ever making those types of comments. You know what I mean? Like you damn well know LeBron doesn't want that. You don't want that type of image. But I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. That's another topic.
Right, it's another topic. We don't have to necessarily go to into that because we're actually almost wrapping up here. But they were talking about Bobby Shmurda. Is he done or not? Because he came out of jail and he's still kind of like not dropping out of music, but he made some money. They're saying that he sold out. the Bobby Shmurda came out like it was out 8 years ago. They went to jail. He's a different person now. He doesn't care. And somebody called in and they're talking about compared to sports. And somebody said, "Yeah, Mahomes, he got all the money this season. He said, see ya, I'm out. He doesn't care anymore. Not producing some result. People are talking. Of course, the whole family thing, and what he does on Twitter or what he might say on social media. Sometimes the wife or the whatever the parents, the family, the friends, the supporters will say something to defend them. But the fact is that Mahomes hasn't done as well this year as last year. It seems like that's what they're saying. So I was like, wow, they're really going in on a little bit on like the YouTube shows on him and on YouTube radio and the radio a little bit. But they're talking about everybody. I mean, so much has happened. Again, I don't think that we have time to really cover a lot of other stuff on this podcast. Maybe the next one we can a little, or the one after that. But so much is going on in the whole entertainment world, bro. It's ridiculous. I mean, so much is going on.
There's just so many comments.
Matches, basketball game. I was watching the Sixers play 2 nights ago. The Sixers, you see them again, right? They played the Trailblazers as well, like a week ago, right? And I think they won that match.
Yeah, and they were shorthanded. They're playing tonight, actually. They're playing right now. They're playing on the Raptors.
Yeah, I'll be watching at work. I gotta go to work in a little bit. So
yeah, they're playing Toronto.
The Raptors.
Toronto.
Yep. But yeah, bro. So I mean, it's a lot going on, man. But I just want to say that, like, definitely good, insightful episode, and I think we covered a nice amount of topics. If there's anything else you want to kind of mention before we kind of move on, that's good. We definitely gotta get some more crazy perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. We hit an hour, so I know you're kind of pressed, but I think we talked a lot, to be honest. I think this was another good episode, and again, a lot of feedback from these guys. So if you're watching this later, I know a few people told me that they weren't going to be able to watch live. So if you are watching this later, comment down below. We don't care. Hit the like button, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're not watching us on the live stream. The comments, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. So feel free. If you're commenting on Facebook, comment as well. Just let us know your thoughts, whatever it is. But
say something you might want to hear. Like, ask us some questions. Yeah. And again, we always encourage you to chime in and see what he says.
Always answer. Yeah. So as we wrap up here, man, do you think we should talk about next week's, or should we just let the promotions speak for themselves? I don't know. This is going to be a big episode, though. So I think maybe get in some talking here would actually be big.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, we're going to be doing some big things coming up. Like I already stated, even before I went to Cali and when Steve was in DR, but that's down the line. That was then. This is now. We're going to have a good episode coming up, guys. A very good episode. This episode is going to follow up, with that one, and then after them is also going to be another good one. We'll have some guests, but this upcoming episode, we're going to have a football player coming along and a good friend of ours who knows this particular football player, and we'll do some promotion. But let's just say this way: he's a former Eagle, and he retired a few years ago, and he's in the Philly area. I've seen sometimes at work, and I've interacted with him in the past, and I was able to I'll be able to bring him along. If something should change, knock on wood, we'll obviously advise you guys, and we'll keep you guys on the loop. The friend of ours actually is one of our guys here, one of Steve's friends and my friends as well. He's like sort of like an image consultant and an investor. He doesn't live in club everything, but he worked with Eagles, so he obviously knows this pro player. And
we're gonna try to get him on too. Yep, at the same time, because they both know each other.
Players. All of them know each other. They don't know T.O.
Carl Owens, McNabb. Yeah, this guy actually played for the Super Bowl team too, right? Like when they went to Super Bowl, so he was on the team. Right. When they went to the Super Bowl, not the recent one with Nick Foles, but the one back in 04-05. Yeah.
Season. Yep.
Yeah, when the Eagles played the Patriots the first time.
We lost the tough
so we got a lot of experience to talk with this guy next week. Yeah, but we won't release his name right now. But let's just say that he's a big dude, and he was a big Eagle. I'll tell you what, he's a big guy.
Big dude, no, I see him live all the time in real life, and he's got big hands. So I mean, a lot of football players are big dudes, but this guy's a big, mofo, and he's a cool dude and a really nice guy. And again, the deal is made now, so we were able to kind of figure out the episode's coming the next Wednesday again, guys. Not Thursday, Wednesday, because of he also has a show.
Yeah.
And for some promotion, reasons he's gonna do it that way. Funny thing is, they got me working today. I actually might see him today, and again, we won't give it now, but we will soon enough. We'll probably announce it midweek before the episode comes out. We'll announce it midweek. So
yeah, guys, so excited for that. That's gonna be like, I guess, our first real celebrity coming on, which should be fun.
I would say, yeah. I don't think we. I mean, as far
we've had business guys, we've had business guys on, but like they're more behind the scenes. Like people, this is somebody who's like more of a celebrity, who's like he's been in the spotlight, so people know him. He's been on television. He's played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's a former Philadelphia Eagle, so he's known. People know who he is. So this will be like our first celebrity. So it's going to be a big episode. We expect like crazy, really good promotions. I can't wait. It's going to be super exciting next week. And if we can get my man's James on too, we'll see. That's not a gimme. There's no guarantee he's coming on. It depends on his schedule. But if he can come on, he worked on the talent side of and I would say it was like player relations side and entertainment marketing. He worked for the NFL, so he also knows this player as well.
Right, definitely knows.
They're good friends, so if we could get them both in, that would be sick. It would be like a nice reunion for them. But we'll see.
Everything should work out, and we'll be able to have two guests. So I mean, them two together, the whole episode might even go to an hour and a half, 2 hours, because they have stories to tell. But they know each other, and they both know us. Like I know both of them. Obviously, one of them, Steve. But obviously, the football players, and we'll release the thing later. People like him don't need introduction. He's just that. He's an Eagle. He's an Eagle for life. He's a very, well-known player, NFL player. And he's about his money. He's about business. He does a YouTube show too. He does a sports show, and enough said. We'll bring him in. We'll promote his show, of course, but obviously going to promote each other too. So it's going to be a very good episode. I mean, guys, we can't talk enough about this episode.
Yeah, and it's like you said, man. That one might be going on for 2 hours. We'll see.
You might have to. We'll see that, but.
Yeah, because if we have two people telling stories, and then we're also going to talk probably about the state of the Eagles now, because we actually haven't talked about the Eagles since I think week one with Rich.
Week one,
yeah, week one. So we're already mid-season. We're already mid-season now. So I'm like, we can actually talk about the state of the Eagles, and we'll also obviously talk about this NFL player, this former Eagle, Philadelphia Eagle. We'll talk about his time with the Eagles. We'll talk to if James is able to come on, we'll talk about his background with the Eagles as well. When he worked with them on the player relations side. And then, we'll obviously talk about the state of the Eagles today. So that's it. That'll probably be prepared, guys. That'll probably be a longer episode. I'm going to say probably 2 hours.
More than likely.
It's worth it. 2 hours. Yeah, it's worth it for that, though. That's an interesting topic. We won't be
a whole different story, a whole different world. And again, when you have somebody and they know each other, guaranteed that, assuming that one of our boy James does, show up, who's also, again, worked extensively close with the Eagles and, assume he can make it. It seems like right now, knocking wood, they're both, good to go. He's good to go as well as like the full player as well as James, hopefully. So we'll work it out and bring us something. But we'll do some promo. We'll start the promo and we'll talk about that too behind the scenes and to bring you guys a really good special episode, a little more special than some other ones because it is a big name and again we want to make a good impression. But also to go continue this. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And since we already know who the guest is next week, we can just I could probably start promotions as early as this weekend. So we'll get them out early, especially because it'll be a Wednesday episode.
Here's what I'll say on camera because I gotta go soon, bro. We gotta probably shut this real soon.
Yeah, man.
I spoke to him 2 days ago, and he said that he's like, you got my contact information. He said, you know what to do, and that's it. And then we spoke a little. He's like, what's up, man? We're just kind of fucking around a little bit. But yeah, I seen, he was at the spot. He comes there often, and we're just hanging out. He was always there. A lot of people come there. Like, even Danny Garcia was there for the fight, like the last weekend for the Canelo fight. I was off that day, but I'm saying people were there, so it gets packed in there. So we'll make it happen.
He does a podcast. Yeah, and he does a podcast as well. So we'll promote his podcast when he comes on as well. He does a podcast with some people, but also just one quick last announcement before we wrap up. Also, stay tuned, guys, for as we get closer to Christmas for the holiday giveaway. We're just going to give some fun stuff. So we'll have some contests where you guys can win some prizes. They won't be like huge, but it'll be like little small giveaways, just as a token of our appreciation for you guys. But yeah, we'll keep it really, really small. Season again.
That's a good book. The Power. It's the Power. It's like a sequel. It's a good book, bro. Just like The Secret, basically. You guys that you know The Secret about the laws of attraction, great book. This is a cover. Like a continuation, almost like the same author, right? Rhonda Burns. Anyway,
yes, sir.
Like you're saying, Steve, the giveaway should be good, man. We got some stuff to discuss, and it's coming closer. I mean, we're damn near. I mean, we're close enough. The season's coming up, bro. Time to save up. Time to get some big episodes and think about the next upcoming year as well. But let's kind of say we have a very big episode. Then we have 60 coming up really soon after that. Because there'll be 57. So 2 more after that, then it's 60. So I mean, after that, we're gonna do something big for that one. Maybe even a little. Couple people in one.
Yeah, and then before we know it, it's gonna be another new year. We're gonna be setting more goals, more resolutions, right? It's gonna be a whole new roadmap. We're gonna be into another year. So I always say you should reassess your goals every 3 months, right? But obviously the year mark is something special, because it's new year, you got a lot you want to get done. So crazy, we're almost at New Year's. We got like 7 weeks. Yeah. All right, so I don't want to hold you up too much, man. If you gotta head out.
I'll head out in about 2 minutes, so we can finish up here now. I guess so. It was a great episode, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in, chiming in. Hope you're somewhat enlightened a little bit. We brought some good stuff to you guys. It was just again a little bit of sort of like short notice topic, but we made it work well. We got some problem out there good. We think we covered some good points. Steve did a really good job with the promoting as well and setting it all up, and I think he brought some good points there. Excellent, discussions. Again, we'll give you guys a little glimpse for next episode. A whole lot going on behind the scenes. Stay with us and definitely check out those pages. And like you always say, Steve, make sure they like, share, subscribe, and hit that, that bell, make sure you get the notifications as well, because we will be giving more content as we go. Possibly some small projects that me and of course gotta talk about, Steve, and we'll make it work out, man. So
absolutely.
Be the best and forget the rest, man. We got to do our thing.
Yep. Appreciate time. Appreciate life. Be true and be you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. All right, man. It's been a great stop for a good episode. We will talk soon. I will contact you later on tonight and tomorrow. We'll talk.
All right. Sounds good, man. Have a great night and stay safe. And to everybody else out there, have a great night. You'll see some promotions over the weekend for next week's episode. Hope to see you soon.
All right, guys. See you soon. Good night. Bye-bye.